Alright, I've got no idea what the Pokemon Company is up to right now with all the clips and shorts and highlights and evolutions, but there are some shenanigans going on in the greater Nintendo news ecosystem, and that's why I want to tie everything into with this video. So if you end up enjoying it, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, and comment your thoughts down below. So yeah, the Pokemon Company, they threw me off about an hour ago when we just went, hey, here's Alola. But we had the Kalos thing like 5 days ago, and then this was a week ago, and this was actually over a week ago. So the stupid thing about shorts, besides them just being completely stupid, is that I can't see the date where they are unless I take the URL and I put it into a separate video. So I thought these were being all uploaded on like Thursday, but no, this was actually Tuesday, and then it skipped a week before going into the Unova region. Now the Pokemon Company frequently does things like this. Sometimes it matters. Most of the times it doesn't. However, this is kind of weird because we have the 9th generation Pokemon game with an unnamed region, as we are now showcasing all the regions going into the last week of June without a Pokemon Presents for June or a Nintendo Direct yet. It seems like the best way of going for the announcement of the region for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is going to be, hey, Pokemon Presents, let's get all of our information out there, it's going to be crazy, and that lines up with this. But then we're getting, like, weird upload timings. I don't even know. Now, this is where we get into, like, some weird confirmation bias, but also fake leak, fake rumor stuff. It is worth noting, at least this article, because it brings up a really good point. So, rumor, very strong evidence, points to a Nintendo Direct on June 29th. Ignore the very strong evidence part. Just be like, yeah, it would make sense to get an E3 timed Nintendo Direct because we haven't seen one. So, while June is typically the month where E3 takes place, there's no official E3 this year. That said, plenty of other game devs and publishers have been showcasing games via their own presentations or offering up reveals to various gaming outlets. There's been over 10 different gaming presentations this month. Wait, what? And yeah, there has been. Like, you might have just been seeing like Twitter things or other people on Twitch kind of reacting to the presentations, but there's been a lot of them, and that's what this article is about. Here's all the not E3 presentations taking place this week. So limited run games, you know, some are just like smaller developers where it's like, okay, whatever, or like a small little presentation. But then Sonic Central. Right, people got upset about the new Sonic, even though it seems completely unfounded. Like, Sonic Frontiers looks great. I don't know. We had Summer Games Fest, which apparently debunked a fake Nintendo Direct rumor. IGN Expo, Netflix Geekend Weekend, I didn't hear anything about that. But then also recently the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. So now the big players are coming in, and we still don't have any announcement from Nintendo about a Nintendo Direct. Which is why I've been holding off on making this video, because maybe we get an announcement on Monday saying, hey, in 48 hours there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on Wednesday. Could have happened this morning, Tuesday. But it didn't. So it looks like the announcement for a Nintendo Direct isn't happening this week, and we're probably not going to get it this week. So now the timeline gets a bit more interesting. However, there's just been a lot of like gaming news in general for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo. So that also kind of makes things weird when thinking about a Direct, because we're getting a lot of the smaller games, indie games, or just like upkeep with Nintendo games, which means where's the future of Nintendo? How fat is that Presents going to be? Who even knows? But yeah, it is one of those interesting things where if you ignore people trying to attention seek with this, June 29th does make sense for Nintendo. Since we don't have an announcement just yet, all the other companies are getting their stuff out of the way, and it's lining up with how Pokemon would do it as well. And if it wasn't for Hisuian Snow, I'd be saying next week, but maybe Nintendo doesn't care. They're like, oh, you're doing your animation thing? Well, we're going to do a Direct, and then you can have Pokemon Presents on 29th. So maybe the Nintendo Direct is June 21st, 22nd, and that could have Pokemon news, or it could set up for Pokemon news. Things get weird. Now, after my last video, I was kind of upset with myself because I forgot to talk about the weirdness that was Pokemon Presents for 2020 in June, since we got 2 of them, and one of them announced another Presents for the next week that ended up being Pokemon Unite, and the toxic idiots and nonsense of the Pokemon community got upset, even though we got 2 Pokemon Presents and a ton of game reveals. It only made sense to have Pokemon Unite, one of the biggest, most ambitious games ever from the Pokemon Company to get its own presentation, especially if you're going to be showing off like gameplay and explaining working with Tencent and showing off this new thing that for the Pokemon community is completely novel. We're finally getting our Pokemon League of Legends? Yes, give me 10 minutes. Give me more than 10 minutes so I can know everything about what is going on here. And also, people seem to immediately forget that in the previous presents, we got multiple game reveals. Like, okay, Pokemon Smile isn't for you. Still what the Pokemon Company is up to. Cafe Mix is still going strong and is getting like tons of updates. The game is like more updated than Pokemon Unite right now, and also just seems to have a good following in general. And then new Pokemon Snap and also Pokemon Go updates. So I mean, like, this was a pretty big presents. Actually, I forgot that this was the Mega Evolution announcement. Now, I feel like data mining or some kind of leak already broke this, or maybe this was just a straight up announcement for Pokemon Go. Either way, like, yeah, there was actually a lot of news in this, and then we got Olive Armor Crown Tundra trailer, more information, events and stuff. It was a pretty good presents for what the Pokemon Company had. Like, everything was a known quantity at this point because, yeah, we knew about the Olive Armor and Crown Tundra. We just had a trailer for it. It was also playable. And then they were just like, here's our big new game that's going to be coming out. And then Pokemon Day 2021 gave us Pokemon Legends and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl. It all made sense. It all worked out. But it was still weird that we got two of them, and then the dates were June 17th, and then the week later, June 24th. So what that means is, like, yeah, we're in June. So pretty much that's the summary. We're in June. If we don't get an announcement that there's a Pokemon Presents or a Nintendo Direct coming up, you gotta wait until Wednesday, and if nothing happens then it's probably next week. And I'm not really expecting Nintendo to do the same thing that they did in 2020, because not only was Pokemon weird, but all of Nintendo was weird. Because if you remember, we just got minis. Like, everyone's like, oh man, we got Nintendo Direct coming out in June. Alright, they didn't do June, that's because July, maybe we got some delays, maybe they're trying to set up some information or something. No, just like mini, after mini, after mini, and then a partner showcase, and then there was like a Nindies or something. I can't remember all of it, but it was just like a string of little Nintendo Directs. And it wasn't like the major E3 reveal. That just never happened in 2020. I'm not expecting that for this year, but it is like just some weird stuff that has happened in the past that is worth bringing up. And like I said, what I feel for the Pokemon Company is they have no shortage for Pokemon Presents information right now. They can do what they did for the June Sword and Shield Pokemon Presents, where they announced James Turner as the art director, and just say, here's the region, here's 15 minutes of us explaining everything going on with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Boom. Like, okay, you don't need to even fish for that. Nintendo, been a while since we've had a Direct. Let's see what's going on with all the games. There was that announcement a couple months ago about how Breath of the Wild 2 is being delayed, but we already knew that. So everything's just kind of like there. And we can see the upcoming projects that are even more further out than that. So it's happening. We just don't know when. I was just kind of like following these trends where it's like, yeah, the Eevee thing, that's kind of setting up a reveal because, come on, have to have a new evolution at this point. And the regional countdown went from not really mattering to, wait a second, this actually lines up with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and all that other Direct and Presents talk we've been talking about. So we could have something here. That's just the current state. This felt weird. This is worth talking about. And everything else is just kind of how it is. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.